Hi guys, hi, welcome back to our beautiful channel. This is LiQWYD, and if it's your first time here, I really welcome you. This is literally our favorite side of YouTube. We are a very tiny family, but we have lots of love and we talk about anything and everything. And if you're a returning subscriber, some noise for you, because I love you for being back. It's been a while, but I'm back. I'm always back, like I never left. And I have a tiny little friend here. This one serves me so well, so tiny, but it does the job. Yeah, we just walk out here with lip gloss and we still look stunning. That is
the theme of our life. No wahala.
Today is actually 7th of March, so tomorrow is International Women's Day. So I thought, why not just record a video and talk about being a woman. Yes, I am a woman. I am woman. And I wanted to tell a story of how I grew up into becoming the woman that I am, the process, the challenges, and everything. And if you can relate, let me know what your experience was. And even if you're a guy, I know you have sisters, you have friends and moms, aunties, so we all relate by default, I assume. And I particularly want to talk about the most embarrassing moments and the most, I don't know where I found them embarrassing, but they were so embarrassing to me while growing up and growing up into the woman that I am. And also address some myths that surrounded the growth and the development of a girl or girls or we young women. I don't know if this applies to all of us, all Africans or all Kenyans or just people in my community, because it was really something. And I'll start addressing the myths. So I remember when I was growing up, when I was like 9 years old, 9. This is when I was getting into this development stage of a girl, or rather puberty, adolescence. So at 9 years old, I'm in class 3 and I'm basically a kid, like a child completely. And then this is the time I start noticing that I'm growing boobs. And that was freaking me out. I was panicking. I was only 9 years old, guys, and everyone who was in my class, literally every other girl, had nothing. Their chest was so clear. So for me at 9 to start seeing those they were popping like this, it used to confuse me, and I used to get so scared. Let me give you the picture. When I was growing up, I was more like a tomboy, kind of. I used to like sports so much. I used to be playing soccer, running, all these things. Okay, I even used to play with dolls and all that. But the prominent side of me was the sporty side, rough and all that. So for me to be the one that is developing faster than the other girls, it used to blow my mind. I used to freak out. But why was I freaking out? Why was it concerning to me, considering that this is the normal way? All of us women have to develop boobs, But the thing is that in my community, we had a lot of misconceptions surrounding development. And I had gotten them in my head at a very young age, that the fact that I was growing, it kind of confused me. One of these myths was that women, girls who have big boobs, who have boobs, are being touched. It was not, get this right, this is completely a myth, but this is what we used to hear. This is what was told. The bigger girls, the older girls would say, you see, oh, this particular girl has boobs because, oh, maybe she's inappropriate, she hangs out with boys and all that. But here I am. I had never done any of this. I am only 9 years old, but I am already developing. So it just stuck to my head that if it is you have to be, to be inappropriate for you to grow boobs, but I'm not like that, then it means that whatever is happening to me is not normal. So I decided to just hide. I would put on baggy t-shirts, such that no one could tell that I was actually growing. And another thing that people used to talk about, such a big misconception, is the fact that if you have stretch marks, it means that people are looking at you with bad eyes. Bad eyes. Imagine, that is what people used to say, and that is what I got into my head. So I remember one instance, this woman had like a short dress. It was right above her knees. And the thing that was being said is that she had stretch marks at the back of her legs. So people would say, oh, it's because she's putting on short dresses such that people are able to see the back of her legs. That is why she has stretch marks. So in essence, if people look at you with evil eyes, or like or saying something of this, of like, why is she putting on a short dress? You know, that is when you get stretch marks. I also believed this. Some people have stretch marks on their chest, their arms, over here, on the waist, on the bum. But the funny thing is, when I got to like 10 years old, 11, 12, I started having stretch marks, and I had them here on my waist and my bum. But thing is, no one used to see those parts. Like, I used to completely cover them. So it completely beat logic for me to try and imagine, how come I have stretch marks yet no one ever sees these parts of my body? And that is what is believed. Like, if you put on short stuff and people see you in places they're not supposed to see, that's when you get stretch marks. And now looking back, I'm like, how did people used to spread such rumors? Like, didn't they like understand biology or science, or what was going on? And the thing is, we the young kids were the ones who were affected because we did not know facts. I had not been to any biology class, for instance. I was only 10, 11 there. But I'm told such kind of stories. I even remember one time, my mom realized I had stretch marks on my shoulders. And then she told me to stop putting on sleeveless tops, like tank tops. And I immediately knew it's because she also thinks when people look at you with evil eyes, that's when you get stretch marks. And that is absurd. Like, so I remember like when I'm growing up with girls, it was not an easy thing, especially development-wise, witnessing your body changing. You are now getting boobs, you're now getting smaller waist, hips, and all that. I did not like it at all. I never liked it. For one, it's because of the attention that it created, and most of the attention also from just women, like my mom's friends and like neighbors. They also start noticing this and they talk about it. They'll be like, oh,
Your girl already has boobs? Oh my god, your girl, she has it. Like,
I did not like that talk. I never wanted anyone to even notice any part of my body. If possible, I never wanted to be seen other than my face. Like, I resorted to putting on baggy clothes, extra baggy shirts, extra baggy trousers, to kind of like get that attention out of the way. And what I hated most was like the male gaze. I did not like it when like people looked at me and looked at me. It made me freak out and freeze. And I did not have anyone to talk to. Okay, I would have talked to my mom, but I also felt like she was also noticing this, and talking about it just brought another conversation of, oh, you know, you're now a growing girl. I did not like the fact that I was growing. I did not like the fact that everyone was noticing that I was growing and I was becoming a big girl. I just wanted to stay like an 8-year-old forever, and that is not possible. And this is not supposed to be the case, because growth is natural. It is something we're supposed to celebrate. But the way information is put out here, most of us end up just scared of growing. We don't want it. And I remember for me, especially with growing boobs, I grew boobs so fast. By the time I was 12 years old, I already like had a full cup. Yet, and nobody ever touched me inappropriately. And like what people used to assume, you see, if you have big boobs, it means, that is absurd looking back. But I know even up until now, there are people who still believe that, and that's crazy. We need to debunk some of this myth and get young girls, developing girls, the right information so that they're comfortable in their bodies. They're able to just celebrate their growth other than like frown upon it and want to hide like I did when I got to high school, such that I realized most of us girls, it is a common thing. You see, when you're primary, maybe you're the only one who's grown up fast, and I actually also grew tall so fast. So if you looked at me, you'd think I'm older than my age just because I was taller and I had boobs, and that was awkward for me. But when I got to high school, there were so many of us. We had older girls, so in the same environment, I could see people like me. But in primary school, it was hard. And one time, okay, when now I realized that I was bigger than the rest of the girls, I started slouching while walking, and I could not remove my sweater. I didn't want anyone noticing my boobs. I did not want people to talk about it and remind me. It just drove me crazy. So I didn't notice that as I was walking and I was slouching, it was that evident. It became so evident that my normal walk, I would walk like this in a bid to like cover my chest area. But then one time, I think I was in class 5 or class 6, so basically 11, 12, and I was working at school with a few friends. Then our school head teacher called me among the rest, just called me, "You, Lungatso, come." So I ran to him and he tells me,
"Why are you walking like a homo habilis?"
Is it homo habilis? Like those people, you remember evolution? The ones that used to walk with their back hunched like this. That's when I realized, kumbe, I have been walking like this for so long that my body has assumed that slouching posture, and it was no longer pretty. He told me, "You see, you're a girl, you need to walk straight." And this is a man telling me, so it even made it more awkward, but I thank God that he did, because he made me walk back and forth straight, with my back straight, my shoulders up, my chest out. And he told me, "You need to walk like that. You need to stop slouching. If I find you slouching, I beat you." So I kept on walking back and forth straight. It felt stiff, but I tried. And even up until now, I still struggle to have the upright posture because of the myths that surrounded growth and development, you see, in my time. And this is a very tricky conversation, especially when you want to like address the younger girls and just make them feel comfortable with growth, make them know that you're gonna grow, yeah, you're gonna develop hips, probably, you're gonna have boobs, you're gonna grow taller, but you should not frown upon this, because this is what makes you a woman. This is what makes you feminine. So instead, you should celebrate it. And that is exactly what I want to do, because I went through that period of confusion or frustration as a child because I did not have the right information, and I did not have like a big sister to kind of look up to and see it's normal for girls to be the way I am. I just want to be the big sister and tell girls it's okay. It's okay, having boobs is perfectly normal. It is the way of life. It is nature. It is the way it is. And I'm not even going to mention periods, because periods is a whole other different topic that I'll just create a separate video for it. When I came to Nairobi, actually, this is where I noticed that there's a big difference, very big difference, between how we raise kids back in the villages, back in rural Kenya, and I'm assuming rural Africa, and in big cities, big towns like Nairobi. Because here in Nairobi, most parents are exposed, even kids, they have the right information. And I see kids in this city very comfortable. A child would want to come to the parent and say, "You see, I want boob tops, I want a bra," and the parent will be okay with that. They'll buy them and they'll encourage them, and that is how it's supposed to be. But for me, back in the day, I did not even want to put on a bra, because for me, I thought if I put on a bra, it's gonna even make it more visible and I'm gonna get unwanted attention. Like, for me, it was just crazy. I did not want anyone to see. I wanted to put on things that would make me look flat, like put on kind of like sports bras, because then they hold you tight. And when I put on a big top, it is almost invisible. And this is something that I have carried along even on my, I'm now 23, but I still have that. It's like a default setting now, because I'm very comfortable in baggy stuff. It is just recently that I started embracing dresses and just being more feminine, having that, you know, allure to it, and celebrating my femininity and being a woman, a young woman for that matter, and like embracing all aspects that come with development. I am 20, this is how I look. When I become 30, I will look like this. I should celebrate that. 40, 50, all that, all those stages have a certain look to them, and they're perfectly fine. And we women are supposed to celebrate this growth other than like frown upon it. I mean, it is nature. It is nature to grow. It is nature to also grow old. I mean, that is just what we're supposed to be celebrating, even during Women's Day. Let's celebrate that we are women. Let's celebrate our physique and celebrate our bodies for carrying us all this while, and also teach the young women and teach them the right way. Teach them that growth is okay. Being a girl comes with all these things. You're supposed to embrace it. We give them the right information. Guys, I hope I know I've talked a lot. That is just a little mirror like into my life and what I've gone through as a girl growing up, becoming a woman, that I consider embarrassing, and but that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me have your experiences. Let me know if some of these myths I've mentioned are things you can relate to, and if you cannot, well, this is happening. It happens. I went through that, but I'm happy I am out, and now I want to preach the right gospel of growth. Yes. So happy International Women's Day. I celebrate you women all over the world. We women, God bless us. Amen. Bye and have a blessed day. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, share. See you again in my next video. I love you.